Hi everybody, it's Rachel. Welcome to Techy Tool Time, our first full Techy Tool Time. Today we're going to be talking about Microsoft 365 here at Pellissippi State. So what brought this on was Pellissippi recently purchased Microsoft 365 for all faculty. Students were already using it for their email. And sorry, I keep looking at the bottom to see when people log in and things like that. Welcome, guys! And so now faculty have access to all of Microsoft 365, and in case it's not on your computer at your desktop, I wanted to show you guys how to download it. So here we go. So here's my desktop. You can see that I'm just on the main Pellissippi webpage here. And if you go to the faculty staff toolbar, and I usually just go straight to the computer help desk button. When we go there, you can scroll down and click faculty staff resources. We're going to reference this page a few times. So the first thing we want to find is, in case your computer hasn't been updated, kind of like mine was, we can go down here and you can download it for yourself. So we want to go to Microsoft 365 for faculty and staff. This kind of has a how-to already typed up for you guys. It's already in PDF format. And so what you'll want to do is click on the office.com page. This will open up in a new window. And what you want to do is in the top right corner, click Sign In. Well, I'm not sure what you guys could see and what you can't. When you click Sign In, I've already personally signed in, but in this position, you guys will put your Pellissippi login information. And so when you do that, it'll take you straight to the login info for the Pellissippi site. I'm going to go ahead and sign in with my account. And when you do that, in the top right again, it'll say Install Office 2016. And with that, it'll install all the Microsoft products for your computer. You can see at the bottom of my page here what all downloaded for my computer. I have Access, Publisher, Outlook, Excel, OneNote, PowerPoint, Word, Skype for Business, and also OneDrive. You'll also notice on this page that there are online apps of these. Some of you might have already used this for Outlook if you use that for your email source or your calendar. It's just, all this means is that you can go to a website and open any of these. So that means I can do word processing online, I can make a PowerPoint online. This is kind of handy for Microsoft 365 because then I can do stuff on my desktop, and then if I'm away from my computer, I can pull it up on my mobile device or even someone else's computer just using a regular web browser. So as long as you have internet access, you'll be able to access your files. So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about some of these different programs. Some of them might be brand new to you guys. Most of them are brand new to me, and I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. So with OneNote, this is something I'm really interested in experimenting with. This is the web browser version, but OneNote is something that you can type on, so kind of like word processing, but you can also do handwritten notes on your mobile device. And you can also put interactive items within it. So this is kind of an example notebook they gave me, but real quickly, you could tell they put a YouTube video in here, somebody drew something, some kind of typical word processing things. They put a table in here. This is kind of an interactive document that you can scroll on. I think this was probably created with Sway. That's another one of their web apps. And then they also inserted a Word document. So it's a really interactive note-taking app. So I'm excited to look into that. They have Class Notebook. I'm not really familiar with that yet, but it looks very similar to OneNote. Besides, the main thing I saw that was different right off the bat was you can add students directly to it and you can add teachers directly to it. Then Sway is something, I think it came out the end of last year. It's brand new. But what Sway is supposed to do is it's going to be kind of an interactive presentation. So you can use this kind of like PowerPoint, but it can give you images that are more interactive than PowerPoint. And you can also notice you can use it as a website like we're doing here. So it seems to be a really interesting platform to experiment with. Then Word, you guys are familiar with Word just for word processing. You have PowerPoint to create your presentations with. Excel, and that's just going to be your spreadsheet for number processing. And then OneDrive is your cloud storage. One thing I liked right off the bat with Microsoft 365 was that you got 1 terabyte of storage in your OneDrive account. And that is a lot of storage. I have an external hard drive with that much storage, and I have not got anywhere near filling it up with videos and photos and files yet. Then they have a form feature. And so forms, some of these are really similar to Google Drive. Forms is going to be an interactive place where you can make forms for people to fill out and you can review the results. There's some really creative ways in education to use forms, and I'll probably present on some of the things of how I'd use all these in education later. But there's kind of some neat ways you can use forms for quizzing. And then we have Planner. Again, this is one I'm not very familiar with. Planner is going to be, I think, something more for larger businesses. I'm not sure if there's an educational use for that. Video. There's not really much on here currently, but from what I can tell, it looks like it's trying to compete a little bit with YouTube. And then Delve, this looks like a really interesting feature. It seems that if you link your other Microsoft things to Delve, it gives you a way to search across all these different platforms at once. So if I had my OneNote and my Word and my PowerPoint all linked to Delve, Delve is going to let me search across all of these and all my devices that I'm logged into. Personally, I'm not sure what Newsfeed is yet. And then lastly, there's Yammer. And Yammer looks like a really interesting space. To me, it actually really reminds me of Edmodo, which is kind of a classroom management system. Right now I'm logged into the Pellissippi Yammer, so you can see there's other faculty. This is everybody. You can put in polls. It looks kind of similar to Facebook too. You can put a little status to tell everybody what they're working on. You can attach files to this. And that's how this has been used with Edmodo. This is how some instructors would give out their files to their students. And so you can create your own groups. And you can see there's a few groups that have already been created for Pellissippi. So you could create your own group. Again, this is really similar to Facebook groups, it seems like, or Edmodo if you're familiar with that as well. So that's kind of just a little rundown of all of the features that I see for Microsoft. And so I want to let you guys know what I'm doing with this. As you guys know, I'm a mobile fellow. And so one of my projects for this year is I'm going to start really diving into this Microsoft 365. It's something the school's offering. There's a lot of support pages, which I'm going to show you next. But some things I'm personally going to work on is how these can interact with each other. So how can I use it with collaboration between me and other faculty? How can I use it for myself to access my files offline so I can make files here at school? Can I access them easily at home or on my mobile device? And speaking of mobile devices, you guys know I'm addicted to my iPad. So I wanted to show you guys that Microsoft has a full suite of these for your iPad or your iPhone. And under the resources I showed you, ETS has put a nice little link to get to those really easily. So I can also experiment creating documents and files on my mobile device and seeing how that interacts with my computer as well. And to see if there's any difference in features. Since I am so addicted to my iPad, I'm also going to see there's some apps I already love, and so some of those might traditionally be uploaded to Google Drive or to my Dropbox. So I'm going to kind of start to look into which ones will go into my OneDrive, which again would be really handy because then it'll go straight to my work computer. One other thing I saw that was neat about OneDrive compared to the other cloud services that I noticed right off the bat is it gave me a way to log in for business and log in for my personal use. Having the files overlap in the cloud is something a lot of us have kind of experimented with and been concerned with. So it would be kind of nice if I could easily separate those two. So that's something else I'm going to look into. So I want to go back to my computer. Again, I can't really tell if y'all are seeing my whole screen or not because I'm videoing on my phone and it looks strange to me. So hopefully y'all can see the whole landscape view. But I'm going to go back to the Pellissippi resources page and to show you guys some things that we have that can help you out and help you get started with Microsoft 365. So the first thing, as you can see, it's kind of clearly labeled Microsoft Office 2016 Help and Document page. With this, there's a online office training center. So these this website will take you straight to the Microsoft training that they have. And then in ETS, they've been doing some on-campus training and workshops, so you can get some hands-on with this. So that's something y'all might want to check out. One thing I've always been a big fan of that ETS has made for a bunch of different programs we use here on campus are these quick reference cards. I will usually print these off for programs that I use often. These kind of explain what the common toolbars are and how to create documents quickly. So I love these and I print the ones that are applicable to me. So they're right there next to my work computer. And they even have some information for Macintosh with this as well. Back on the main Faculty Staff Microsoft 365 site, I mentioned the iPad apps. There is a link right here to download the iPad and iPhone apps. It'll send you an email and it'll have all the apps right there in the email, so you don't have to go digging through them in the App Store. Another thing that they've created or we have access to currently, and again this is for faculty and students, is the Microsoft IT Academy program. I do a lot of new student orientations, and it was actually my student leader that let me know about this program. And I found out it's available for faculty as well, so I'm super excited about that. I'm going to open up this website on my desktop computer now. And I guess I don't already have it open, so let's open it real fast. live.pcc, there we go. So when you first come to this site, this is through the library website, you'll want to go to the new users page and you'll want to create your Microsoft Imagine Academy account. And when you do that, I'm already logged in, I've already created my account. It will have various courses for you. So the courses I personally have selected involve direct use of the different Microsoft web apps. So I have a learning plan for that was open for me that was about initial digital literacy, and that's really the basics of a computer. And then these are the ones that I've been working on currently, which again is based off of all the apps. Now a lot of these I'm really familiar with, like Word, Outlook, Excel, PowerPoint, but I love this because there's some that I'm brand new to. Skype for Business, I'm really interested in how I can collaborate with my peers on multiple campuses with this and possibly use it for office hours. And then also OneNote. And again, I'm really excited about OneNote because I love doing handwritten notes. So I'm interested to see if OneNote can replace the other apps I use on my iPad for handwritten notes and interacting with my students. There's a few others. You just go up to catalog, and these are all the courses that we have accessible to us. as Pellissippi faculty. You'll notice that this is specific for Pellissippi. As I mentioned, this is something for both faculty and for students. So if you're using some of these in your courses and you've noticed that your students are a little weaker in those areas, you can also have your students sign up by creating an account themselves. And then again, if it's something you're using directly in your courses, you can they have a contact down here, so that way you can make your own customizable lesson plans or PowerPoint presentations that'll better suit your course. Other than that, I think that is all that I had to show you guys. Again, try to jump in and download this. I will do some more of these throughout the semester once I've really got to dive in and try them out. Me personally, I've been a Google Drive user for a few years now, so a lot of these things, like the form feature, for example, looks familiar to the Google Drive stuff, but I personally don't want to pay for Google Drive, and my space has ran out. So since the school has provided this for us and all this training, I'm interested to see if I can pretty seamlessly transition over to the OneDrive materials and hopefully find some features that I probably or maybe like better. So look for those updates. As usual, I'm Rachel. This is Techy Tool Time. It'll be every Wednesday at 2 p.m. And feel free, if y'all ever want to watch this live, to log into Facebook and get on the Mobile Fellows webpage through Facebook. And you guys can also check out our blog, which I'll put in the post here on Facebook. Thank you guys for joining, and I look forward to chatting with you guys next week.